Born in a quiet corner of New York back in 1885, a man named George Hayes started life worlds away from the wild frontier he'd one day call home on screen. But imagine this: a polished gentleman, sharp and well-spoken, transforming into a wisecracking old coot that stole hearts across America. Today, we dive into the untold story of that legend and the heartfelt words he finally shared about his closest saddle partner, the iconic singing cowboy. It's a tale of grit, laughter, and unbreakable bonds that shaped the West we remember from his early days. Hayes lived a life that seemed anything but destined for dusty trails. Raised in a comfortable family with a father who ran a local inn, he enjoyed the simple rhythms of the Northeast. Yet, even as a boy, he had a spark for captivating crowds, spinning yarns that left folks hanging on every word. That gift would one day light up Hollywood, but first, life threw him some curves. He tried his hand at pro baseball, toyed with engineering, but nothing stuck until the stage called. Teaming up with his wife, they hit the vaudeville circuit, blending laughs, tunes, and skits that packed houses nationwide. His wild expressions and spot-on timing turned heads, making him a natural for the spotlight. But the crash of 29 hit hard, wiping out their nest egg and pushing him to the unknown lights of California. Landing in Tinseltown during the shift to talkies, Hayes grabbed bit parts bad guys, bartenders, everyday folks in those early Western flicks. As the decade rolled on, he honed a role that fit like a glove. The grumpy yet golden-hearted sidekick. Off-screen, he was clean-cut and eloquent, a total opposite to the bushy-bearded grumbler fans adored, spouting folksy sayings like darn tootin' and young whippers. It was pure magic, born from chance, that made him a staple in the genre. In those formative years. From the mid-30s to late, he rode shotgun to a famous cowboy hero, adding wit and warmth to every showdown. But a pay squabble forced a split from the studio, a gamble that could have ended it all. Stakes were high. Would he fade into obscurity? Instead, he bounced to a new outfit, tweaking his character's name but keeping the charm intact. Fans didn't miss a beat. They embraced him fully from 39 to 46. He starred in over 40 pictures, becoming the ultimate wingman to the era's Top Guns. He paired with the singing sensation 44 times, creating a duo that lit up screens and hearts. Add in stints with other Legend 7 films with one crooning star, 14 with a rugged hero, even 15 alongside the Duke himself. Not always the funny guy. Sometimes he played tough, showing his range in epics where loyalty and grit shone through. One standout team-up in 1940, mixed humor with high-stakes drama, featuring a young up-and-comer in the cast. By then, his persona wasn't just a role, it was a cultural icon. He even headlined his own TV gig in the 50s, chatting with kids about old Western tailies, bridging the big screen to the living room. His folksy vibe kept the spirit alive for a fresh crowd, proving his pull never faded. But what about the whispers? For years, folks puzzled over the real scoop between him and that famous cowboy partner. They shared endless adventures, chasing outlaws and cracking wise, but offset details stayed hushed. Until, in his twilight years, the old-timer opened up, sharing thoughts that revealed a profound connection built on more than scripts. He wasn't just playing a hero, he reflected quietly, That integrity, that quiet strength, it was who he was through and through. To him, the cowboy embodied values like hard work and kindness that America held dear. Despite their differences, one polished and melodic, the other rough around the edges, their friendship bloomed organically. We hailed from different worlds. He'd laugh, but together we made magic. He inspired the young ones, and I brought the chuckles for everyone else, their on-screen spark. It mirrored the real deal, rooted in admiration. He never griped, no matter the sweltering days or endless takes, he recalled, always lifting the crew with a song or a quip. In an industry full of egos, this stood out, marking the cowboy as a true standout. Sure, they butted heads now and then over story tweaks or adding more melodies, but it only tightened their tie. They built us stronger, he'd say. He showed me grace, and I reminded him to embrace the grit. Looking back, his voice softened. Our films weren't fluff. They sparked hope in hard times. People needed a beacon, and he was it. I was just grateful to tag along, even after parting ways professionally. Kind words flowed, a testament to lasting respect. If this story touches your heart, please share it. Let others feel the warmth of these timeless tales. He treated the whole team like family. He added with pride, in a town like that, the genuine ones stick with you. As years piled on, he'd often hail his partner as one of the best souls he'd known. He polished my rough spots. But the sentiment ran deep, a bond that enchanted generations. If he could chat with him one last time after a thoughtful pause. Thanks for the rides, the ribs, the melodies, and the we were here on Help Run Film, but you were the genuine article, a man worth celebrating. These revelations peeled back the curtain on a friendship forged in fire, laughter, and shared purpose enduring beyond the credits. Yet, tragedy struck when his devoted wife passed in 57, leaving a void that hushed his world. She'd been his rock handling deals, steering their path through showbiz storms. Heartbroken, he withdrew to his peaceful California spread by the lake, a spot brimming with echoes of joy and old props from glory days. There, amid the calm valleys, he'd ponder partnerships with fellow icons, finding comfort in those memories. As the 60s waned, age caught up, hospitalized in early 69 for heart troubles. The one-stuff frontiersman faced his final frontier with quiet resolve. Visitors noted his enduring kindness, always quick with thanks and a gentle story. He looked back gratefully on a career that spanned eras, cherishing the fans who'd kept his legacy alive on a February day in 69. At 83, he slipped away serenely, marking the close of a chapter in Western lore. More than a sidekick, he symbolized steadfastness and spirit, leaving a trail of inspiration. His story reminds us of lives well lived, friendships that endure, and the quiet heroes who shape our dreams. If you've been moved, hit like, subscribe for more tales like this, and share to keep the legend riding on.